about that.
3, 2, 1.
I don't want to see the same crap over and over.
Hi, this is Kerra Penn with Nude Hippo, Your Chicago Show. I'd like to introduce you to my new segment called Chicago on a Budget. My challenge for my very first segment here is our cameraman, Pat Ulie. He's a little short on money, and this is the sort of place that he normally takes his dates. Not a good idea. So I wanted to show Pat how he could have a fabulous date that lasted all day long for $20. Let's take a look at how his date went. Some of the best parts of any date are for free, like opening a door for your date or, say, picking a flower. Just don't get caught. So, for the first part of the day, Pat and his date were off to the Field Museum at its current location since 1921. The museum boasts beautiful architecture along with its many other treasures. Visit the Field Museum Mondays and Tuesdays, January through February, and September 15th through December 23rd, and the admission is free. But Pat's date doesn't need to know that. One of the best things you can do when you're living in a city like Chicago is go where people from all over the world go to visit. The Field Museum, of course, is most known for being home to Sue, the T-Rex, one of the greatest archaeological finds in recent history. The Field Museum paid over $8 million for her, but you can see her for free. You can also spend hours looking at the museum's real mammoth elephants, its famed Inside Ancient Egypt exhibit, and the Tsavo lions, the inspiration for the movie Ghost in the Darkness. These two man-eaters were responsible for the deaths of an estimated 140 railroad workers in Africa before being shot to death in 1898. Now, of course, you can always duck into the darker, more romantic areas, like the Life on Land exhibit. Well, after a few hours in the museum, checking out the lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, it's time to get a bite to eat. So they're off. Next stop is Dante's at Hubbard and Racine. There's always easy parking on Hubbard. Now, don't miss the opportunity to open the door for your date. Another gesture that doesn't cost a dime but impresses most women, feminists or not. It always helps when the owner comes and greets you himself. At Dante's, Dante himself is in the kitchen and often in the dining room to greet the regulars at this neighborhood pub/eatery. Besides his specialty homemade thin crust pizza, Dante offers food specials every night. Tonight is Pat's lucky night, Tuesday, dollar burgers. Dinner is a great time to bond with your date, and it looks like things are going well for Pat and his date. Well, it's time to pay, and with the dinner check this low, Pat can afford to give Shannon a 100% tip, bringing the total bill to $4. Pat just needs to duck into the men's room before him and his date are off to their final destination. Pat, that's out of the budget. Pat. It's back in the car and time for the third part of this all-day date. It's off to the AMC Theatre on Western Avenue, where on Tuesday nights, parking is free, popcorn is free, and the tickets are only $5 for first-run movies. But again, no need for Pat's date to know that. Shh. Well, there's $6 left of the $20 Pat started with, and what better to spend it on than a six-pack? The ride home always leaves both people wondering, how will it end? Will they have a good night kiss? Will there be more? Hey, the six-pack might help. Yes! Good going, Pat. Well, looks like a great success. Field Museum, free. Dante's, $4 including tip. AMC Theatre, $10 for both people for parking, movie, and popcorn. And the six-pack, $6. Grand total, $20. I think it was a great success, and I would say Pat does too. And the last part, Pat, the love, it's for free. Kerra Penn with Nude Hippo, Your Chicago Show.
Hi, this is Amy Zanglin with Nude Hippo, Your Chicago Show, and I'm with Bob Dopal, the founder of Chicago Scenic Studios, and we're going to ask him a few questions about what exactly goes on here. Hi, Bob, how are you?
Hi, Amy. How are you today?
Very good. Okay, now, can you give like a brief overview of what Chicago Scenic Studios is, kind of what you do and how you started?
Brief is tough, but again, we're a manufacturer, design, build, management firm for entertainment projects, television, film, exhibits, trade shows, theatrical scenery. We do themed entertainment, high-end interior projects. We're a custom shop. We build one only, pretty much of the bulk of what we do, other than a few exceptions.
And this is your 25th anniversary, and that's pretty rare because Didn't I read that it's only like 7 to 10 years usually for a company like this to last?
Yeah, typically, they're very much centered around ownership and individuals driving it. We've tried to build a company of a group of individuals, brought them all cohesively together to act as a group, and it's been very successful for us and allowed us to grow and continue to expand on a national basis, really internationally. We got started back in 1978. Our primary business model at that point was building scenery for Chicago's growing off-loop theater. We were doing work for Northlight Theater, Wisdom Bridge, Travel Light, the Apollo Theater Center, Northlight. So we're building virtually all the off-loop scenery for the different production companies doing Chicago Opera Theater. So it really started as a very traditional scene shop. Again, our market was the off-loop theaters. It continued to expand. We started getting into trade shows, going into McCormick Place, picking up customers, Velsicol Chemical, Monsanto, trade shows, then started getting more national theater, started doing shows. We put Patent Leather Shoes, which had started here in Chicago, and then we took it on to Broadway. It didn't last very long, but it was another show for us. And then we continued to develop trade shows and conventions. We did the Democratic Convention in '96. We did it again in 2000 in LA. Television, we've been doing the Oprah Winfrey Show for I think about 12 years now. So it just continues to grow. Through the relationships we made with Oprah Winfrey Show, we were able to pick up more work. We're doing work now for ABC Network in New York. We did the Good Morning America set, even Channel 9. So we do a lot of media. So we do just a lot of different stuff. We do a tremendous amount of work. You'll see our work down at Navy Pier this winter. We did the holiday decor program throughout the pier. And then we also do Winter Wonderfest, where we take over the convention floor, 150,000 square feet of fun and activities for kids over the Christmas holiday.
Now, some of the designs are so overwhelming and so beautiful. Where does the inspiration come from?
Well, most of our ideas are really brought together collaboratively, working with the client or the production team. We have an in-house design staff, but we also work with a lot of outside designers all over North America in terms of doing different projects. We've always come at it from a theatrical sense where you collaborate to get the final product. It's not one single individual's, vision per se. And a lot of people will get involved. We'll get into special projects. We'll bring the carpenters in off the floor in terms of ideas and applications, even to what's the best method to do the project. So there are a lot of people that participate in the creative. We've got a 140,000 square foot facility here. Typically we're running about 60 people working here, and then can enlarge that up to 150 to 200 people very quickly, so we accelerate the project flows up.
I mean, you did that entire set for the Iraqi Freedom in like 7 days, was that right?
7 days of production.
That's amazing. How do you get it? Okay, you build these huge sets in here. How do you get it out of here over to like Iraq?
Well, again, different sets break down in different methods and manners. That one we knew we had to go by container, so all the elements were built into sizes that would break down and ship in air containers. Again, we move stuff by truck, by rail, by boat, whatever the best method is. And again, that's all determined when we're designing and fabricating the different projects.
Now, what happens, you said it's one-time use, what happens to these elaborate scenes when you don't need them anymore?
Well, unfortunately, they are disposed of, removed, disassembled, whatever. We try to make the product as green as possible in terms of using, materials that can be easily recyclable, or we try to use components that already exist or modules, rental decks, wall units that can be used over and over and over again. Ultimately, there's cost savings to the customer, but unfortunately, a lot of it just gets thrown away.
That's a bummer. Okay, well, thank you so much, Bob. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, terrific. Thanks for coming in today.
Hi, Greg King here for the Nude Hippo TV show in a place that, I don't really belong. It's called Napoleon's Tailor here in Chicago on the northwest side. Gary Anders is with me. He is the owner of Napoleon's Tailor. How are you?
Very good today, thank you.
Now, tell me a little bit briefly about this store.
Well, this is the only store in Chicagoland and the state of Illinois that's specifically for the man that's 5'8" or under. Everything else is for people that are taller, and I like to say this is for the normal size guy, not the overly tall one that the department store buys for.
So for the average guy, as you call him, or the guy who is shorter than me, this is the place to come.
If you're 5'8" or under, stuff in the department store doesn't fit. Here it will. Guys come in here like yourself, and I've actually had people where I told them, are you looking for yourself? And they says, yeah, and I tell them nothing will fit, and I've had a couple of guys, well, that's ridiculous. And I say, well, when I go into a department store, nothing fits. You don't seem to find anything ridiculous about that. And he goes, that's different.
All right, so what kind of clothes am I going to find here?
We carry casual to dress, everything from blue jeans through cotton twill pants and sport shirts and sweaters up to suits and top coats.
And tell us again about why you chose the name for this store.
Well, a lot of people understand Napoleon wasn't a very tall guy, though he was actually average for his time, and it's a play on words to let people know that we carry clothes that could fit Napoleon.
And who is the shortest person you've ever waited on here?
Fellow was 4'2".
4'2".
He had a 40-inch waist and a 15.5 inseam. We had to do a little work, but it fit. The average height in this country is 5'9". Our clothing starts with men that are 5'8" or under. So there's actually twice as many men in this country that fall into our category as to big and tall. We're the 4th tallest country in the world, though people have a tendency to think everybody's 6 foot.
Now, I have it on good information that a guy like Sylvester Stallone could walk in this store and be fitted by you.
That is correct. He actually turns out to be 5'7", just like Tom Cruise. They tower over Michael J. Fox at 5'4", much less Danny DeVito at 5 foot. Us littler guys, we're everywhere.
How many Napoleon Tailor stores are there?
We're the only store in Chicago. We're the only store in Chicagoland. We're the only store in the state of Illinois, but there is one more in the Midwest with a second store in Milwaukee.
All right, now we come down to brass tacks. Tony over here is going to be our guinea pig today. You all know Tony. Look at what he's wearing here today. This would be acceptable, what, on the CTA or something?
This is normal, everyday wear, yeah. But I'm planning to actually dress up for the holidays, and I didn't know what to wear.
All right, now Gary, you've picked out some fine clothing for Tony to wear, and just give us a quick idea of what he's going to be putting on.
Well, we're going to get him a nice sports shirt that's actually going to fit him rather than you, like the shirt he's currently got on. Right. Plus a nice sport coat.
Okay, let's watch the magic unfold, shall we? Whoa, look at that look. Look at you, Tony. All right, Gary, why don't we put the jacket on this guy? Let's get the full effect here. Oh, this is beautiful. Now, what kind of a jacket is this, Gary?
This is a blazer, and made to fit his size.
Now, Tony looks so good. Do you think you could possibly use him in one of your advertising segments?
A lot more than you.
All right, Gary, so we're outside your store here at Napoleon's Tailors. Why don't you give me all the vitals? Where are we located?
We're at 7254 West Foster in northwestern Chicago. The phone number is 773-594-9800, and our website is www.napoleonstailor.com.
This is Greg King reporting for the Nude Hippo TV show outside Napoleon's Tailors.
I'm Phil Ponce from WTTW 11, and you're watching Nude Hippo, your Chicago show.
Hi, this is Rod. Today you're going to get an actual real-life scenes of just Rod. What is my real life like, and where do I live? Here's my apartment, 1008. My goodness, this isn't my apartment. It's the apartment of a man-child. There's nothing but toys and Beanie Babies here. These are my Beanie Baby collection. I have one of the largest in the world, over 500. A bust of Billy Joel that fell over. More. My God, they're all over the place. This is one of my favorite pastimes. I like watching the popular NBC soap opera Passions, and of course, I like watching with my buddies here. Mr. Dennis Rodman and Mr. Babe Ruth. Another thing about this couch here, this is a famous Coma couch. My roommate sold it to me. Oh, fan. Hello, this is Rod. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. This is about a job. I'm on Nude Hippo right now at my apartment. You want to say anything to Hippo crew? Here, I think I got my mic on. You want to say anything? Who are you? And what kind of person is Rod? I gotta do it in the receiver. Okay, wait a second. In this one?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of person is Rod? This is my sister Karen. In less than 2 minutes, tell what kind of person Rod is. Oh, sisters, what can you do? This is kind of interesting. My dad passed away in 1992, and this is one of his favorite glasses. And it actually fell down and broke. But as you can see, it had a heart shape in it. It's kind of interesting. I kept it kind of neat. I collect medicine. People wonder why I'm so hyped up all the time. I actually collect medicine. I just get random medicine from people, prescribed, unprescribed, doesn't matter. I collect it. I got a pina colada. I don't think it's a pina colada, but I don't know the word for it. One of those things you hit with a baseball bat. The little Mexican vandals, they smack it in half. Oh. we don't want to look under there. It's kind of scary. And we're going to throw this away. But when you lay down to take a little rest here, you would fall asleep within... Well, we just moved the coma couch. As you see, we have... What's there? Fredericks of Hollywood magazine, I guess, got stuck on the couch. I have no idea why I was reading it. My God, 1997, Victoria's Secret catalog has been there 7 years. There's a Michael Jordan mask for some odd reason underneath my couch. Christmas card. That's where your Christmas card is, Tony, right here. Oh, this is lovely. You know, when a hot babe comes and they look under your couch, of course they want to see cheese, a pack of shredded cheese under my couch. I was mailing a letter to Carl Kozlowski, who used to be a big Nude Hippo. I never mailed it. I was mailing him his own email. Very strange. It is you fall and you crawl and you break and you take and you leave it into honesty and promise me you're never gonna fake it.
I'm Julie Esterline, standing in front of the Chicago Cultural Center because tonight we are going to feature the Joffrey Ballet, and they are dancing salsa all night long. So let's go have some fun. Hi, I'm here with
Jim Riley with Kettle One.
Hi, and we're talking to Jim because we have this beautiful ice sculpture here that they carved for the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago. And tell us about this ice.
Well, in our effort to support the brand and what the Joffrey Ballet is doing, we brought a customized ice sculpture out for them. You can see on the bottom, we've etched in Joffrey Ballet. We've captured the salsa dancers on the sides and then imported the brand on top. That way you've got a good partnership here.
Okay, now let's get the guys who actually carved this. Guys, come over here. Come here. What's your name?
Dan Scher.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Now tell me, how long did it take you to carve this?
It actually takes about a week to prepare for it, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours to carve this whole thing.
You did a beautiful job. Now, what is it that they're doing at the top of there? I'm not quite sure.
Well, you want to try it?
Okay. Okay, let's try this. Woo!
We love this show.
Woo-hoo! Yeah! Apple martini in an ice sculpture.
We love apple martinis. Tell you what, I'm going to go around and pour it for you.
Okay, he's pouring it in.
Pouring it in.
I'm holding on to the martini glass. He's shaking it, not stirring it.
Gotta be cold. Gotta be cold. No James Bond. There we go.
Shaking, not stirring. Here it comes. Ooh, that's good. I'm here with Courtney Pitt, the president of the
Joffrey Associates
Board for the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago.
You think of a stodgy kind of group when you think of the ballet. You think of about, 60, 65 years old. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because they are great supporters, but really it's a shame that an entire generation doesn't know anything about the Joffrey Ballet.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing job here, and I think that everybody should get a chance to go see the Joffrey Ballet sometime this season, or if not this season, go whenever you can, even if it is just to Nutcracker.
Hi, I'm Cameron Baisden.
And you're an instructor?
I'm one of the ballet masters with the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago.
And can you teach anyone how to dance? I mean, even people who have 2 left feet, like me.
I think anyone can learn to dance. It's all in the rhythm and it's in the joy of the movement, and everybody has a great time doing it. And they're having a great time here tonight. You're gonna 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm doing it. Okay, we are here with
George.
Sol.
David Sotomayor.
Marixa.
Pierre.
And they are here as the salsa dancers, the entertainment for this evening. And they are teaching everybody how to dance. And they're going to give it a little demonstration of what they can do. Hit it, guys.
You got time.
There's more to come right here on Nude Hippo, your Chicago show.
You've got something to say to us, then do it, and do it now. We may read your response on a future broadcast. Just email us at feedback@nudehippo.com or just visit us on the web at www.nudehippo.com. There's more to come, so stick around.
Hi, this is Jerry Mathers the Beaver, and you're watching the Nude Hippo Chicago show.
Oh, hi. Just doing some research here at Magazine Memories in Morton Grove. That's where we are today, and we're going to be talking to Bob, who is the owner of this place, and boy, it's quite a magical place. Standing next to me is Bob Katzman, the longtime owner of this amazing store called Magazine Memories here in Morton Grove. How are you, Bob?
I'm fine. Happy you're here.
You have just tons, literally tons of magazines, newspapers, posters in this place. Mm-hmm. Give me a quick thumbnail sketch of what this place contains.
It's 100,000 magazines back to 1840. Mostly people come for birthdays or anniversaries. If someone's married 50 years, we'll have a magazine for that week. But the inventory comprises virtually every Life, Sports Illustrated, Playboy, National Lampoon, New Yorker, Time, back to 1923. It's comprehensive. So people interested in history also come.
All right, so the big question is why? Why are you in this business?
Bad planning. I became interested in history and fame. I mean, the most dramatic thing that ever happened when I was 13 was the president was killed. And that triggered a greater interest in history, and I started collecting newspapers of famous dead people. There were a lot of them dying then from World War II, the leaders. And then I started collecting posters, then first editions of magazines, and it just kind of went on endlessly. And I rented a space that was vacant and had been vacant for years and built all the fixtures and moved in the collection, and then it kind of blossomed.
So it sounds like this is something that you just couldn't help. This was something that was going to happen to you, this collecting thing, and it just sort of grew into a business.
Karma. I just enrolled in DePaul University last week and to get a teaching degree, because what good is all this knowledge? What is all that I've learned good unless I can tell someone else?
Has there ever been a dollar value placed on how much all this collection is worth?
That's not possible. I mean, you can make an approximation for insurance purposes, and you try to protect yourself to the degree that you can afford, but no.
No. But what is the most valuable newspaper or magazine that you have in this place? How much would that be?
Well, I should make sure that you know it's not in this place, but I have the first issue of Playboy. It's mint condition. It's worth $6,000. We had a banker come here once and buy another one I had as an alternative investment that was safer than stocks. Great advantage of coming here. It's not what I have, it's what I know how to find, and I can find virtually anything in the paper field. Another individual just asked me to find the original Casablanca and Maltese Falcon, Sierra Madre, and Gone with the Wind. Original means not re-releases, and they're impossible to find, but I did find them yesterday.
What kind of customers do you get in here most of the time?
Well, they're serious. They come a long way frequently. I had one man come from a small town in eastern Michigan, and he had a 3-day vacation. He spent it here, 8 hours a day.
He spent his entire 3-day vacation inside your store?
Yeah. He's a nice guy. And we know each other a long time. He likes it. I leave him alone. He understands that he can't... I take good care of the magazines, and I won't let anybody abuse them, and he cooperates. I try to make this the kind of place where you want to come, where it's, if you're respectful of the antiquity and the fragility of them, and say we share a mindset, this is like joining a tribe, then I leave people alone. If somebody comes here and they want to riffle through the magazines and read the ads and in general abuse the periodicals, I tell them they can't. I mean, it is a business, but I treat it like a hobby.
All right. One more question. What's the oddest request you've ever had?
Surprise question. The oddest request. They're all odd. What is the oddest? Do you think normal people come here? I mean, do you think it's normal for me to put together 100,000?
We're here.
But you're visiting.
That's true.
I mean, the whole sense of obsession, which makes a person do this. There's only 7 of us left in the country. Honest, from the heart answer is that people like me, people that have a great desire to complete a run of something, which is only a male thing. Women want collect animals or something like that for their walls. Men want every issue of Playboy, every issue of Sports Illustrated. There's definitely a gender difference. I attract people that want something for no logical reason other than they're possessed. They must have it. They want it. And after they've got it, they're happier.
Bob, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Pleasure.
Bob Katzman has been our guest today on the Nude Hippo program. If you are possessed or obsessed, you ought to head out to Magazine Memories here in Morton Grove on Dempster Street and live out your obsessions.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
Thanks for watching. This has been another fabulous episode of Nude Hippo, your Chicago show remix.
Happy 20th anniversary, Nude Hippo! That's right, I was a Nude Hippoer too. I don't know if that's how you say it, but Tony, thank you for the opportunities early on. Look where it led me, right here to Good Morning America. Happy 20th.